WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often reviewing rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have a German whiskey, rare. I have a single cask German whiskey, rare. I have a German whiskey single cask. Now it gets really great. I just love the wording here. A rye whiskey from a bourbon barrel from the early times distillery. We're going to have to unpack that in a moment. All right, this is Whiskybase number 261745. This is a very, very nice distillery down on the Lake Constance on the border of Switzerland between Germany. And it's called Steinhauser. And the brand of their whiskey is Brigantia. And this is part of their whiskey universe. So they get the nice little box, and look, it's a Zeppelin. Did you know that the very, very first Zeppelin in the world actually took off and landed in or on the shores of Lake Constance on the 2nd of July, 1900? And to commemorate this experience 124 years ago, the distillery decided to put out a whiskey just called Zeppelin. So Edition Zeppelin from the whiskey universe, from the Steinhauser distillery, from the brand Brigantia. That's a lot, isn't it? So this is cask number 1177. This is 57.6% ABV. And this has a vintage 2018, bottled 2024, so it's 6 years of age. I said this in my German video. I'm going to say it again in my English video, just in case someone's watching. Put the months. Now, it could be January, it could be December. There's enough space there, yeah? So when was it actually distilled in 2018? Was it January? Was it June? Was it December? And also, when was it bottled? Was it January? Was it March? Was it September? When was it bottled? Put those months on there. It doesn't hurt you because it's a single barrel. And also, what is very interesting is it gives us geeks more value. And that's what we want, value. All right. So in each and every box of Brigantia at the moment, they put these nice little cards in here, which I really don't get as well. I just put all the information in the box, but there's an additional card. So I have bottle number 53. It's not on the bottle, but it's on the card from 231. And on the back, I have a little bit of information about the Zeppelin. On top of that, they put in this nice little thing here. It's called Germany's Best Whiskey Distillery 2024. From here, the German Whiskey Award. They have the gold medal. Now, what's a little bit not kosher, who actually put these awards, who started the awards? The same guy who actually now works with the distillery together, who actually writes their tasting notes, Heinfried Taka. And so he has the partnership with the distillery. He created a new award ceremony for Germany, and he and his team basically said, hey, Brigantia is the best whiskey distillery 2024 in all of Germany. There's a little bit of nepotism going on in there. At least I have the feeling. I might be wrong, but it's just what a coincidence, yeah? The distillery he works with the most is now crowned the best in Germany. All right, so I do like the distillery a lot, all right? So I'm not complaining about that, but sometimes the flavor of things that happen are just a little tainted sometimes. This is actually the bottle I've talked about, I think, twice or 3 times already now with this one. This is another Whiskey Universe bottle because I organized a influencer meetup, vlogger is what we call it, down at the distillery on the Lake Constance in October of 23. We had 3 different barrels to choose from for our bottling, and we chose a Muscatel cask. You can see the difference in colors immediately. All right, so this is not giving up much color. This gave up a lot of color. This is 55.6% ABV. This is 57.6 ABV. This is 6 years of age. This is 6 years of age as well. This was 89 euros. This is 89 euros. So the value for money is a C- to D+. If I'm having a single cask of something from Germany that's 6 years of age, I want it to cost 59 euros. I know it will cost 69 euros, and I'm not surprised when it costs 89 euros. All right. So those are the prices people are willing to pay, and that's that. I brought out a whiskey this year actually from a German distillery, and I had bought a cask during COVID. It was also 6 years of age, 6 or even 7. 0.7 liter bottle like that. I gave it a lot of people at the one whiskey fair that from German distillers. They tasted it blind. They didn't know what it was. They said, that's great. That's excellent. I'd charge 89, 99 euros for it. I looked at them. I said, I'm 39. I'm still making money on it. Yeah. So I was like, no, Jason, 49, at least 59. And you're going to ruin our price. It's 200 bottles. They're gone. I mean, hey, all right. And so I sold out within a couple weeks, and that's fine. Could I have taken more? Yes, but I am not a greedy little son of a gun that other people might be here. And I don't have a distillery to finance. I don't have wages of staff to finance. I just have little old me. And everything else was paid for and the rest was profit, so why not? So I'm connected with the distillery as well. All right. So I was at a German whiskey fair in Wuppertal. That's the name of the city of Wuppertal. Tal means valley, valley of the Wupper, and it was like Speyside. Speyside is the Spey is the river. Wupper is the river that runs through this area, and Tal means the valley. And so I was at that whiskey fair. I was a guest country there with my American whiskeys, and I went over to the booth of them. I tried two other things I did not like at all. One was called Scoville. It had jalapeno. No, don't want that. And the other one was a tequila. Don't want those either. I don't like that. But this was the rye, and I tried that. I was like, happy Jason, I want a bottle. Please send the invoice. I just took the bottle with me, and they sent me an invoice. I paid it. And I did a bottle share, and as you can see, it's almost all gone. It is actually all gone. I just have to fill up 2 more orders, and they're waiting for their packages to be filled. Let's read. I'm sorry, let's read. Let's nose. When I nose this, I do get a slight rye moment. I'm thinking of imagine you had a Bullet 95.5, a Sagamore signature rye diluted down in a cocktail, just with soda and ice, and that's what I'm getting here. I don't know. Soda and ice would not even be a cocktail. Highball. Just make a rye highball. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm getting. A little bit of dill, a little bit of herbalness, a little bit of a white grape moment, a little bit here of barley sugars. This is a single malt, 100% malted barley. I forgot. I was there. Someone talked about that. Where do they get their barley from? I know it's a German maltster, and I don't think it's Weyermann. Everyone at Weyermann has their specialty malts, which are dark and rich and roasted, and I don't like. And this is very, very, very nice. All right, over here, the Muscatel. Much richer, much deeper, much more of a brown sugar. And I'm going to actually say a Glühwein, so mulled wine moment. That's one of my first associations. It's getting colder over here, and it's like, oh, I'm looking forward to having mulled wine again. Just put it in the microwave in a mug, bring it out, watch your film, make a second mug maybe after an hour and a half, and then just go to bed. Great evening. Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. Tiny little bit of that herbal dill grass moment here, but a lot of barley sugars, a lot of that rye highball spice. Wonderful. Cheers. As I said before, and I have to remind myself, 57.6. It's got some heat. Mm-hmm. Now, the way it is right now, that is hot. But this is a whiskey, just take it down from 56 down to about 50%. And it turns into this beautiful aroma, bouquet of just flavors. The heat absolutely goes away. I think they did this whiskey almost an injustice, bottling it at cask strength. Now, I know everyone can put water in it all by themselves and so on. No, my job as a master blender, as a master distiller, as a person who makes the whiskey is to make the whiskey as delicious as possible in the bottle for the consumer. And this is maybe 52, 53. I would have went for 52.8 or something like that. And because that's where it gets wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. Had someone written 52.8%, there's no need. I don't even know if it says here. Nowhere in the bottle do I see the word cask strength. And so not many people would actually stumble over that fact. It's like, oh, okay, it's just cask strength, 52.8. It's not 53, it's not 55, it's not 50. If you have 50.2.8, you can kind of suggest to the consumer it's cask strength, and they don't think about it. They're just like, they're happy. And it tastes better. It tastes so much better. This is a B minus with water. Without the water, as I said, C plus. Value for money, as I mentioned already, C minus, D plus. Do we really need 89 euro single barrel bottles from German whiskey that is 6 years of age? Well, some of us do. This and the unique bottle would be about 8 euros. Added the price tag, we could get rid of almost 10 euros by just filling it up in something like this. But no, that's just too simple. By the way, I recently had to make a label for help in America to have the labels. Because in Germany, in Europe, we have other rules. And it's like, okay, we need all the rules of the back label. I have so many bottles with no back. There are no rules for back. We don't need back labels. Back labels are just unnecessary. Yeah, and it's just, but, I say, here, I can just send pictures of 20 different bottles in Germany, in Europe, that have no back labels. And it's just like, okay, well, help us. Anyways, I did. But still, it's one of those things. It's just like, they just blew their mind because now every bottle has to have a back label in America, but not over here in Europe. All right, often they do, but they don't have to, especially the geek bottles, the single barrels, we don't need them. Why do we need them? You have all the information in the front. What are you going to put on the back? Are you going to put a crappy story about something? No. I'm not going to be mean, but what do we have here? A story about something. And does that actually increase my experience as a drinker here of this whiskey? Unlikely. Let's say that. Cheers. As we say in Germany, Prost. The blogger and vlogger edition. Mm-hmm. This is much more approachable at cask strength than this. Has a tiny little bit of that alcohol sharpness, but this has a lot. You put water in this turns beautiful. You put water in this, it breaks down a little bit. This has more thickness. This has more viscosity. It has more berries. Great berry moment. So I like this more, but this is a close second. My question of the day. First question, do you know of any products that are finished in rye casks? I know Glenallachie does something. I know almost all of Rase does something. What other places use rye casks? And can someone help me with this? I'm going to read literally what they wrote here, all right? So they wrote here, this whiskey matured 6 years in a rye cask that held before bourbon whiskey from Kentucky from the early times distillery. Was it a German rye? I don't get this. Yeah, it's a rye cask that was before a bourbon whiskey from Kentucky from the early times distillery. Early times makes E.H. Taylor, maybe? The rye and the bourbon. They reportedly make Woodford Reserve rye bourbon because the stuff at Versailles, they can't make enough for the demand because they're always a mixture of pot still and column still. I don't know. But it'd be great to hear your opinion about these rye finishing casks. What do you think of those? Do you know of any other places doing things like that? Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American, over here in Germany, reviewing two very good whiskeys from that distillery. Both of these whiskeys throw up some questions, in my opinion, about what really is going on with those casks. But the end result is delicious whiskey, and that's what we want, right? So maybe I just need to dial down my expectations of transparency and not just hiding things, just actually transporting in a way that we understand. See you real soon, Whiskey Jason. Bye bye.